Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing? Honor of Mother Wendy. These are country conversations with Diva D. I have some piping hot tea that I am about to spill for you. You seem to be enjoying that segment on my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna give it to you real and raw like I do. I was up this morning minding my own business like I do, and I ran across some. I'm telling you, I am in this group called Bravo Reality on Facebook, and they are getting on my nerves. But at the same time, it's a good way to promote my channel. And I was a member of the group prior to me starting my YouTube channel only 1 month ago. Now, it's some things in there that seems somewhat racist and somewhat problematic. They are upset that Mary Cosby has rejoined the Real Housewives of SLC. Now, she is a friend of the show, but she is carrying the show on her back. Anybody can see that. She is entertaining, she's engaging, she's smart and funny in a way. You know, I'm going to say smart in a way. Smartish. Now, a little history on Mary Cosby, real quick. Mary is very wealthy. Now, she obtained her wealth because her grandmother she's not E. She owned several businesses and several churches. Okay? Now, how is that any different from, you gaining your wealth through Mormonism with the other girls? Because that's how Whitney and Heather gained their wealth. The Mormon church has lots of money, and most of the members are wealthy. Well, Mary is Pentecostal, which is quite unusual in Salt Lake City. So she also is very wealthy in her own right over there at her own church, minding her own business where she leads the church, her and her husband. Now, here's where things get sticky, and the judgment comes with Mary. Mary married her step-grandfather. Say that again. Mary married her step-grandfather. Now, they're not related. So step means no relation to. Am I correct? The problem that people are having is that it's controversy there. Some people are saying that Mary gained her wealth because she married her step-grandfather and her grandmother bestowed these riches upon her and told her in her will to do this. And some people are saying that Mary was just greedy. The truth lies in the middle. It is what it is. It happened. What can we do about it? Not a thing. Well, in this group, I just learned that Whitney Rose, who is also a member of SLC, a snowflake holder. Now, Whitney is a snowflake holder. Shouldn't be. I can't stand Whitney. Whitney. She's very irritating, to say the least. Now, according to this group, Mary has said some problematic things. Jenny Nguyen from season 2, I believe she joined season 2. She said some problematic things as well. But they said problematic things to each other. I watched the show. Okay? Now, that's the little backstory. Now, in season 2, Jenny Nguyen and Mary did not get along. Then we find out that Jenny Nguyen is a Trumpist. Now, are all Trumpists racist? No. But if you follow his racist rhetoric and you don't condemn it, then that's borderline racist. I'm going to say borderline. just to give her, some leeway. Now, as far as Mary goes, Mary said to her at some point that she liked her yellow skin. She said she liked her slanted eyes. Now, I don't remember if Mary did the slant eye motion. Is that what people are upset about? Because then that would be racist. Saying I love your slanted eyes is not racist. Now, like I said, I don't recall. If she did the slanted eye motion, racist. If she did not and only said slanted eyes, then what's wrong with that? That's what they are. I looked up, so I wouldn't say slanted eyes on this piping hot tea that I'm spilling right now. So I wouldn't say it if it was wrong. I'm like, well, what do you call it then? And so I looked online, and that's exactly what is described there. I said, well, maybe almond-shaped eyes. My eyes are almond-shaped. Black people have almond-shaped eyes. We, as races, have different structures and features that are common amongst our group. That's why you have to be very, very cautious in how you say things. So I was trying to be cautious in how I said this and how I reported this. However, that's what it's described as on Google. Now, a lot of people think there's a whole bunch of races. There are not. Okay? Races are not made up by white people, as it is said in many, many different dictionaries and how people describe races. Okay? It's not a social construct. Race is something that encompasses 3 different races. And what's included in those 3 different races are Mongoloid, Negroid, Caucasoid. Okay? There are a lot of subgroups under those races. Okay? Asian is not a race. Okay? I'm going to say Asian because that's what's socially acceptable, but that's not a race. They are Mongoloids. That's the racial group they belong to. In that racial group, there are certain features that are common amongst all of them. And slanted eyes is one of them. Yellow skin is the other. Now, Mary says she liked her yellow skin. That's what it is. You call black people when most of us, especially black Americans, are not black at all. The technical term for black people is Negroid. So why is it racist to say yellow skin? That's what it is. We even call other black people in our subgroup high yellow. Because in the African races, Negroid races, we have a multitude of colors. Now, I'm going to say something allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because that's what y'all want us to do. But at the same time, the reason why I can tell you honestly, you can look it up. It's science, though. But I'm going to say allegedly to satisfy everybody else. The Negroid race has all these subgroups and all these other different colors not because we're African and African Americans are the only ones who have from the darkest of dark to the yellowest of yellow to the brownest of brown. No, we have these subgroups because we are the original, allegedly. But you can go to Africa and dispel that myth that we are the darkest of the dark. I could have stayed in Africa, even though I do have European descendants. I'm descended from Europeans because of the slave trade, because I'm in America. But if I was in Africa right now, I can tell you that the purest of pure African can be my color and light. And it doesn't have anything to do with European descent. Even though Africa is now heavily colonized, areas that are not heavily colonized have people with all types of features. There are even Africans with blonde hair. There are Africans of the Negroid race, never been touched by colonialism, who have blue eyes. The only way you can explain that, and some have slanted eyes. Did I say that in the beginning? I might have said that, but I meant to. And some have slanted eyes. The only way you can explain that is that every race are a subgroup of the Negroid race. That's the only way you can explain it. Even the Bible says that life began in the Garden of Eden. The first bones were found in Ethiopia. Last time I checked, that was in Africa. Now, I'm giving you history so you can stop saying that everything is racist. Okay? Now, so you can call white people white. No problem there. You can call black people black. No problem there. But as soon as you say an Asian person or a Mongoloid person is of yellow skin, then that's racist. How? That means that you have not done any type of research on the races. Okay? Again, white people didn't make the races at all. We were already here before that happened. There was just a name given to it. Now, as I was saying, there are commonalities in all of these three races, right? White people. Most white people have white skin. They are in the north. So that's how they got the name white skin, right? So you can call white people white, but now and again, you're racist if you say yellow to an Asian person. Why? I want somebody to explain that to me. Because like I said, as far as I know, that's the only thing Mary did. Like I said, if she did the eye motion, yeah, because that's a featureism thing. There's commonalities amongst Negroid people. See this right here? I am not ashamed of my big nose or my big nostrils because I got that from my grandfather and he got it from his grandfather and so on and so forth. It is what we call in our family the glaspy nose. Okay? And even though I'm lighter than a lot of my cousins and aunts and uncles, still got that. Okay? So, like I said, these are common features amongst these groups. Like I said before, a common feature amongst the Mongoloid people are slanted eyes. We all have a kinship, whether we want to know it or not, in our subgroups. Now, you could call Latino people brown all day. Then again, that goes back to what I was saying about Mary. I don't recall her doing anything to Jenny. Jenny made statements on her social media that were racist, allegedly, even though I read it myself. When I say allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly for safety purposes, But I read these things myself, so I'm going to still say allegedly to cover myself. However, I read what she said. She said things like people should be mowed down who were fighting for the rights to not be murdered in the streets. She laughed at pictures of, apes and monkeys and things like that. Laughing emojis. She shared posts from, like these racist groups. And she said she only shared the post and she's not racist. But I will say this to all minorities. It's only one group of people in the minority that fought. Now, there was people of European descent that helped us. But there's only one group of people that sat down at the round table, people of African descent, that sat down at the round table and said, we want our freedoms, we want our rights as a minority. And that was people of African descent that were enslaved in this country of the United States. Do we get any type of gratitude for other minorities coming in on those civil rights that we fought for? You get people like Jenny Wynn saying that we should be mowed down in the streets for marching for our rights not to be murdered in the streets by people who are supposed to protect us. Now, let me just say, Whitney Rose has made a statement because Mary did call her racist. And I'm just going to say this. Whitney Rose is not racist because she took a picture with Mary. Just like I don't think you're racist because you said you liked Jenny's yellow skin. Now, I do impressions on here all day. I mimic Whitney. I mimic Omak. Whitney. I mock Lisa Barlow. No problem. I mock Mel over there on Love Marriage Huntsville, which I'm about to get to her story. I mock a lot of people. But now it's racist when you mock an Asian person. So if you are doing an impression of an Asian person's voice as Jenny Gwen talks, like Mary did, then how are you supposed to do an impression of them if they talk with an accent? I'm just asking. Somebody, let me know. Now here's Miss Whitney's statement. I got this from Queens of Bravo. She said, y'all should look about Jenny. She cussed. She is not my friend. I was at a public event. What did y'all want me to do? Ignore her. She told me to come over and take a picture. I snapped a photo. It was like 1 second. You would do the same. It was my event. Now, I agree with Whitney there. I can't stand Whitney, but I'm going to have to agree with her there. But, again, people having a problem People having a problem with Mary being back on the show is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I don't remember her doing featureism in a way that she might have, did her hands and, mimicked the slanted eye or, anything other than telling her she liked the yellow skin. And I'm like, what was wrong with that? Ain't that a compliment? You are of the yellow skin races. Damn. I'm confused. And somebody told me I like your pretty brown mocha skin. I'm like, thank you. What the hell? I'm about to say, you're racist? Even if a white person came up to me and said that, I would be like, okay, thank you. What am I supposed to say? I don't recall her calling her out of her name. I don't recall her calling her anything that might implicate that she's racist. And here we are. in this group arguing over if Mary is racist or not. 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to tell you like it is. As far as racism goes, it's very rare that you will find a racist black person. Why? Because we have not done anything to any other race that has happened to us. That's racist. When you keep someone out of a home because of the color of their skin. Do black people do that? Do black people go to somebody's home and say, well, you don't belong in this neighborhood because you white? That's racism. When you say that you deserve to be mowed down in the streets because you're marching for your rights, that's racist. Now, let me move on past that because I had to give it to you real and raw like I do. I had to give you a history lesson like I do. And now I'm going to move on to Mel. Now, Mel is my girl. I love me some Melody Cherie Rogers. I'm not going to even lie to you. I'm not going to give it to you real and raw like I do. However, it's some controversy about what's a real degree. Now, according to Simone, and I'm going to get to her, she's on my list. And not because she said anything about Mel, it's because she said something about the honorary degree. She can say whatever she want to say about Mel. She can criticize Mel. Mel can be critiqued, people, and you still love her. But in this case, Mel is completely innocent. She's minding her own business like I do. Mel is a hard-working individual. You cannot take that from her. Why is it that people have an issue with this woman? It's misogyny and jealousy. On Simone's part, jealousy. In my opinion. Because there is no reason for you to besmirch this lady's accolades. She did not go to the university and say, hey, tell you what, my name is Melody Cherie Rogers. I was married to a dog. I've excelled out of that situation. Now, I expect y'all to give me an honorary degree. Honorary degrees are bestowed on people who made accomplishments. And you, Simone, gets online and say, well, just call me a doctor too, but I work for mine. What? That is hateration. Period. Now, I always thought something was fake about you and Rashid, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Now, I know that Rashid is a dog, in my opinion. The man was in Melody's inbox. Now, y'all going back and forth online. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't believe Melody when she says she don't know you, Simone. Simone, I don't believe you when you say you don't know Melody. Y'all might not know each other like that, but you know of each other. And there is Rashid smack dab in the middle. And Simone, I believe that you knew that your man was dipping in Melody's inbox. Melody, you all have, from my understanding, I might be wrong, but normally when you are a member of a cast and you are a member of a station, especially like OWN, when Oprah first started that station, I remember her getting the whole subgroups and casts together of her different shows on that network. Y'all may not do that anymore, but she used to have mixers. Now, I don't think Oprah sold her network at the time when Love and Marriage Huntsville was incorporated into that network. I believe they still had the mixers at that time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I know that Rashid and Simone were in season 1, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Season 1 or season 2, earlier season. So I just feel like on this one, Mel, I feel like you have crossed paths with these people at some point. Now, Rashid being in your inbox, I believe you 100%. I've seen the text messages, the inbox messages. So you're not lying there. That makes sense for why, to me, in my opinion, why Simone feels the way she does about you. Because there is no other reason to say something about you getting your honorary degree other than her knowing something about you that she doesn't like personally. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go 9 times out of 10, and in my opinion, people who get honorary degrees have accomplished something. I'm not sure 100% of people who have not. I don't know any homeless bums on the street, correct me if I'm wrong again, that have received honorary degrees just for being homeless on the street. Now, if they come up out of their situation and accomplish and achieve something, say, like in The Pursuit of Happiness, and I can't remember his name, I'm not going to try. I'm 48. In The Pursuit of Happiness, Simone, I'm talking directly to you. Would you have an issue with the guy in The Pursuit of Happiness getting an honorary degree for coming out of homelessness and achieving something and owning his own business? He got a whole movie made about his life. I'm asking you, would you have an issue with him getting an honorary degree? Like I said, you cannot take away Mel's accomplishments. You can't. And that's why she has a whole slew of women followers that admire her. I'm not talking about them nuts. I'm talking about people like me. I'm not talking about people that's going out here doxing people, worrying about people's addresses, trying to front people in front of their homes and stores. I don't have no idea or anything about Black Titanic. I don't get into that YouTube beef mess. However, I believe that she was there to get wholesale products from Stormy. Stormy cussed her out, right? I don't think she was right for that. I love Stormy. Don't get me wrong. It was just a better way to handle all of that. I said all that to say, I'm not talking about people who do things like that. Don't pop up with somebody's businesses when you know that you are trying to do something and get them in trouble on behalf of Melody. That makes you look nutty. I'm not going to do that. But if I see somebody in the press or media talking about Mel for achieving something, I'm going to say something about that. Because I'm dropping popping hot tea. And that's the way I feel in my popping hot tea segment. You, Simone, were hating on that lady. Now, I'm going to call Mel, Dr. Mel, because that's what she is. And if you want to be called Dr. Simone, show us your degree. Honorary or earned, as you say, quote unquote. Show it to us. You want me to call you Dr. Simone? I'll call you Dr. Simone. But you didn't have to say anything to her on that. You were hating. And I don't like to use that term, hate. But that's what you were doing. Now, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I don't block people over here. You could tell me what you think, because I really want to know. Now, if you get disrespectful from me, I'm just going to delete the comment. I'm not going to block anybody. I need you. I want you. Come on in over here at Country Conversation. Now, with all that said, I'm closing. I'm going to say deuces. I'm out. Thank you guys for viewing my videos, but we got to get the likes up and the subscriptions. Thank you. Bye-bye.